What's up, beautiful people? My name is Leesa, and this is Bossy Glossie, a place for entrepreneurs just like you to come and get their business off of the ground. So in this video, I'm going to talk about why I started Bossy Glossie and who am I, the owner of Bossy Glossie. I'm right here, and I provide videos of motivational tips, business tips, different vlogs showing off different entrepreneurs, not just cosmetic, and also taking you guys on my journey with me on my new business venture. And so I'm so excited to share with you guys everything Bossy Glossie and our whole story. So let's jump right in. So I'm going to take you guys back to 2015 when I just graduated high school. I graduated high school at 17 years old, and I had this big dream that I was going to be going to Los Angeles, being a model, living it up. But I came to this reality that I don't have money and I don't have a job. So I didn't know how I was even going to get there, but I just felt like that's where I needed to be. I didn't set up my high school career as good as I should have. Definitely, if you are under the age of 18 and you're still in high school, make sure, if possible, if college is something that you want to do, it's going to be so much easier if you get that full ride scholarship or somebody is paying for your college, just because it gives you that leverage of being able to live the life that you want. And so my parents were super supportive of the idea, but they weren't just gonna give me any money just to go off and do whatever. I was 17 years old, and so I had to come up with a plan. I applied to colleges all throughout the United States, and so my GPA, just full transparency, was a 2.7, which is in New York an 80 GPA. And so I only got in but to a hand select few of colleges, but distinctively I got into this school in Hawaii, which I was like, I'm going to Hawaii. But then I also got into this school down the street, and so long story short, I ended up just going to the school down the street. You know, it's, I guess, pretty known in New York for the most part. And yeah, let's just say my first year, I didn't do so well. I had a 2.1 GPA. I was on academic probation. I was just all over the place. My heart was like in California, in Los Angeles. This is 100% what I want to do. But you know, I wanted to go to the school, the proper school down the street, to really please my parents, and because I thought that this is what I was supposed to be doing and the life that I was supposed to be living. So I took a year off of college, and I can say that it was scary, I think, to other people, but for me, I knew I was gonna go back to college. I said, I'm gonna go back next year, but I need this year to figure out who I am and what I want to do. So during that year, I was modeling and I was just doing me. I was figuring out myself, but you know, modeling at the end of the day for me at that time 5 years ago, you know, wasn't paying the bills. Modeling is 100% different now. They're fully accepting of curvy girls. They want diversity. This is what they want. And during that time, before I even went back to college, I started working at a job. So at this job, I didn't know what to expect. It was a 100% commission only job. Mind you, I wasn't going to school, but commission only. And I was like, commission only? I've only worked hourly, but before that I was working at Banana Republic. I was getting paid $10 an hour. As a female getting $10 an hour, you put in 8 to 16, you're putting in 8 hours every single day. Your paycheck still doesn't look like anything. I was like, I have to get out of here. This isn't for me. People are older, you know, in their 40s, 50s, 60s. I'm like, I can't, this isn't my future. This is not what I'm manifesting for my destiny. I just wanted to work here because it looks nice in Banana Republic, but I'm like, the energies, they're throwing me off. And so I was like, I'm out of here. I'm gonna go work for this new company because I felt like it was giving me an opportunity to really show how hard I work for you know, the money. And so I remember being at Banana Republic, we had to sell credit cards, and I was the top credit card seller. I was always like so competitive, but what would I get there? I would sell 5 credit cards, which is probably making the company a lot of money, and I would get a $10 Starbucks gift card. And then they would get cheap about that. Yeah, I went to this job, but this job was a little bit different. This job, I was knocking door to door on people's houses, and I was one of those people that was a supplier for Eversource. I was working in Connecticut, which is Con Edison basically, and I was a supplier for Con Edison for their energy, and I was one of those people. Hi, da 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 da. But this job made me put in the work, because if you didn't put in the work, you wasn't getting paid. So I'm just so naturally competitive. So I just got so good where I was top sales of this marketing company all throughout the whole company. Everybody knew my name. It was crazy. And so I ended up making $3,000 one week. And I was 19 years old. I was like, whoa. I have never, ever, ever touched this amount of money so fast. I know it's possible. Like, I know, you know, I started working my way up the ranks, making more money, different things like that. But I knew I wanted to go back to college. This wasn't my end all be all. I knew that this was just a job, and if it wasn't modeling, what I was truly passionate about, I was gonna go back to school. And so I went back to school. I'm full of this motivation. I know my potential. I know exactly what I need to do in order to achieve results in sales financially at this job. And so, you know, I went back to school, and I was like, okay, if I can do it here, I can do it here. I've never been a straight A student ever in my life. And ever since then, I was on the Dean's List, straight A's. I went from a 2.1 GPA to ending my senior year in a 3.6 cumulative GPA. I had never, ever, ever done that before. I had never been the A kid. I have never been, oh, let me stay in the library and work on my assignments extra. I was the one, oh, it's due tomorrow. Oh, I gotta do that. I gotta work on that. And yeah, I just turned into this person who believed in herself and was listening to motivational tapes and listening to those people who understand, like, I decide what my future is. I'm not gonna let the world decide what my future is for me, or what I think other people's opinions of me are, and letting them control my destiny throughout life, because I always knew since I was a little girl I was going to be somebody, and I am going to be somebody, and my business is going to be big. And so during my last 2 years of college, I was working as a server, making money, saving all my money. I would get a paycheck of $100, and all my tips, savings, just throwing into my savings. I'm like, okay, Leesa, like, even serving, this is not your end all be all. You don't even really like serving. I hated serving, but I put on that smile on my face because I knew that at the end of the day, each job that I have, even if I hate it, even if I don't like the manager, even if I, don't like my coworkers, or even if you love them, at the end of the day, like, you have to know what you're there for and what your purpose is after every single job. You have to evaluate where your priorities are. And so I was serving. I quit that though. And then I was tired of it. I started working at Orange Theory Fitness, which is a gym. And I started working as an intern doing HR at Giorgio Armani in New York City. I'm sure you guys all know of Giorgio Armani. It's a luxury fashion house, and it was a really great example, and it showed me, wow, like, this is what it's like even being in this corporate big wig world, because I had always worked just regular jobs, and I'm like, okay, this is what a corporate job looks like. I can get comfortable doing this. So I worked there in 2019, my junior year of college. And so then I got called back to work with them in January of the following year. So when I was a senior, I was helping them with the project. And so I was feeling myself. I'm like, wow, like, this really just goes to show that really what you put your mind to, you can achieve anything. Because I am a Libra. I love aesthetically pleasing looking things. I like working for companies or even owning a company that represents my style and where I want to be. So I'm working at Orange Theory Fitness. I'm working at Giorgio Armani, a New York City corporation, and I'm going to school full time. But COVID hits. So COVID hits. And I'm like, okay, like what's going on? Everything just basically stopped. As you guys know, we all went through COVID together. So it was a time. I mean, we're still going through it, but now this is the new normal. And so basically I'm like, okay, I have all this going for myself. School's turning to online, and I'm like, I need something to do. I'm one of those people where I need something to do. I love staying busy. I have goals to accomplish. I have dreams to live. I have luxury to feel. I need to do something. And so I was like, I'm gonna start a business. You know, I'd always thought I was going to start a business, but this time I was serious. I said, I'm going to start a business. I don't know what business, but I'm gonna start one. And I'm like, what business am I gonna start? Like, what can I do? Because as I told you guys, I was saving up money all throughout college, saving. Even when I took the year off, saving. And I'm like, okay, I have enough in the bank to where I can really do something. Like, what am I gonna do? And so I was like, lip gloss, this is it. Like, I can make this. I'm watching girls on YouTube make lip gloss. I used to watch in high school like Mac Barbie and Blair and her sister Elle, I think that's her name. I was once into that world, but I'm like, let me explore this. Like, maybe this is what I need to do. And so Bossy Glossie was formed. Now, I don't exactly know how I even got the name, honestly. I think it just came to me. I've always been called Bossy my whole life, so Bossy Glossie, it's me. It's stuck. I knew I wanted to be colorful, vibrant, out there, so it can attract every single person, and hence the Bossy Glossie logo, full of color and full of energy. And I knew I needed it to be something that I was going to wear and I was going to be passionate about. It needed to be all natural. It needed to be different from what everybody else was doing, because lip gloss is something that I stopped buying, and I was just an avid Blistex and Vaseline wearer. I mean, if you understand, you understand, because lip gloss is getting sticky. The consistency is not always there. Like, if you go to Target, CVS, any of those brands, look at the back of them. All of the ingredients and chemicals are pretty crazy. And so I was like, I'm gonna make something that I want to wear. I want to make something for girls out there with very sensitive skin who want to look good, feel good, and smell good. And so Bossy Glossie became an all-natural, 100% vegan, cruelty-free brand. Like, that fit me. I'm like, this is what I can do. Okay, so really turns and manifests into real life. And Bossy Glossie is 100% an LLC business and trademarked. And that's the first thing I did when I started Bossy Glossie. I didn't even start selling anything until I made sure that the legal was right. I wanted to LLC, and I wanted to get my trademark. And the trademark does take a while. It took about 6 months. I just recently got my trademark paperwork, but I did it, and it's mine, and no one can ever take the name Bossy Glossie. So I started Bossy Glossie and launched it September 18th of 2020. That is Bossy Glossie's birth date, and it was amazing. Like, the support from family and friends, I couldn't have asked for much more. Like, the outpouring of support was amazing. So it honestly amazes me how big Bossy Glossie has grown and how much I've shipped out all over the United States. I currently only ship throughout the United States. I will soon ship outside, but for right now, I felt like I needed to focus my energy on the United States. And don't get fooled by the number of followers that people have on Instagram. I currently, right now, shooting this video, have about 540 followers on Instagram, but trust and believe, I've made over $540, and Instagram is just one part of it. You have Facebook, you have YouTube, you have TikTok, you have email marketing, you have pop-up shops, you have other ways to connect and get people to buy your products. So don't get discouraged if your follower count doesn't look exactly how you want it to be, because the product speaks for itself. People are going to follow and be interested in your brand. And I'm shocked. I honestly didn't even know, will people buy from me with only 500, 100, 200, less than 100 subscribers or followers? And the answer is yes. If you provide good looking content and you seem trustworthy and you put a lot of effort into your work, people are going to buy. So the whole point of me making this YouTube video is to get you guys to understand that you can manifest anything that you want in your life. And I, at one point, wasn't starting off at all where I'm at right now. And so it was a very up and down process for me. Again, I started out being a very average, high school student who, had social anxiety, went through depression, and just really didn't understand what I was doing in life, what I wanted to do. I thought I would be in Los Angeles modeling, and now I want to be modeling for my own brand and having Bossy Glossie billboards. And so that's my dream. I want to model for myself. And once I felt like the fashion and modeling industry wasn't really accepting to, my curvier body type, I was like, I'm gonna model for myself one day. And that was always a goal of mine. I didn't know how I was gonna do it, but sometimes we're in the business of what? You're not in the business of how or when. Leave that up to God. If you're religious, if you're not religious, leave that up to the energy, because you are a magnet and you attract everything to you. I'm a firm believer of law of attraction, and the power of the tongue is real. So only speak positive things into your life and they will definitely manifest. So I'm gonna give you guys vlogs, office tours, how-tos, getting ready, what a day in the life of an entrepreneur is like. And so I really want to provide this content for future and current entrepreneurs who are looking for that boost, and also to collaborate and share with you guys, because you guys are the future, just like I am the future. We all have something super special within us, and it's time for it to be shown throughout the world. Everything starts as an idea. This camera that I'm filming on was somebody's idea. The ring light, these clothes, everything was an idea at one point. And if I can do it, you can do it too. Not everybody's story is like this. In fact, nobody's story is like this. It's going to be like this. And you just have to have the right perception and the right mindset. And so feed your minds with beautiful, positive things, and beautiful, positive things are gonna come back to you. So again, make sure you guys share this video, like, and subscribe, because you never know who this video is going to touch, and I hope I touched you. And it means the world to me, you guys following me throughout my journey. BG Nation, I love you guys. Thank you so much. Every single person who has supported me and is supporting, watching. Make sure to check out my last video, which is about the big black pop-up shop in Brooklyn. And I want to let you guys know of any other events that are coming up. Make sure you follow me on Instagram at Leesa Lyles, and also Bossy Glossie at BOSSYGLOSSIE, okay? With an I and an E. And yeah, all of my social media will be linked below. And stay inspired, stay positive, and let's connect.